to me, the straight man is as much a character as the buffoon.
Mm-hmm. I think it's harder because I've done that in shows.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to stay in that mode.
Right. Mm-hmm. And funny thing is that my parents moved to Branson, and of course they were both alive at that time. They took me to Jim Stafford's. Mm. And I sat there watching Jim Stafford pace back and forth in front of his curtain, all by himself. It was like he was mumbling to himself, and the crowd was just laughing their heads off. And at that point, I thought, I need to wean myself from that second voice. Mm-hmm. And I need to learn how to have my own act by myself.
Yeah.
And then
Scary,
you have...
though.
Well, yes. It took a little different approach to presenting the material and maybe different jokes, but
we figure it out.
Yeah,
because I had to do the same thing. I had a 2-man act, and for a while, and I had to figure out how to do it. And the audience became my straight man,
right?
And that's when I started getting the audience involved. And most famously, Bob Newhart did that. I listened to an interview with him where he had a partner. And his famous phone conversations about King Kong and the driving instructor and this and that, he would do it with somebody else. And then the other guy said, I don't think comedy's going to work out. I'm an accountant. That's paying the bills. I can't do it. So Bob decided to use a phone and fake it. Fake that he was talking to the other guy. Just did his lines. And there you go.
Tremendous performer.
Mm-hmm.
Funny man.
Who were some of your inspirations growing up?
Well, Newhart,
Don
Skelton,
Rickles, maybe?
Not Don Rickles. Insults. Yeah. George Carlin.
Oh, yeah?
I thought quite a thinking comedian.
Smart, isn't it?
Yeah. Of course, Jim Stafford. It was nice getting to become friends with him, too. But he was
he's
the one
back this year.
Yeah. And let's see. I don't know. Well, Gleason, Jackie Gleason.
Yeah.
He had a guy, Frank Fontaine, too, but Jackie Gleason had this poor soul character who never spoke, but he could have such a sad look on his face, but yet it made you laugh, too.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, he was just a silent character of Jackie Gleason.
Mm-hmm. That's difficult.
It is.
Yeah. It's very difficult to do that. But so you developed your character, and were you doing Harley when you were at the Presleys then, or were you?
That's where I started Harley. At the Plumbers, I had been a Swedish character.
Swedish.
Ole Jorgensen.
Really?
Yeah, I was vacationing from Sweden, and I started out in the audience, and but had complaints back then that I was making fun of the Scandinavian people.
Oh yeah, they're a touchy group.
Yeah,
you got to watch the Scandinavian because that would offend all the Scandinavians that drive into Branson.
Yes, all the Minnesotans. But one night I was heading home from the show at Plumbers, and I listening to a Springfield radio station, and one guy said, "I bought this item and I used it twice and it broke, so it wasn't hardly worth it." And I heard that, and I thought, well, that's a great name. Mm-hmm. So I pulled off the road and wrote it down. And when I left Plumbers and went to Presleys, I thought, well, I'll start using that Harley name and make it more of a hillbilly character.
Good. Yeah.
Funny, the hillbillies don't complain, but the Scandinavians.
Well, they don't get it.
Yeah, I guess. So
please send your letters to...
Yes. General delivery.
Who are we kidding? They're not going to write letters.
No. Yeah, nobody I know can write.
No, that would be in crayon.
A lot of people think I'm illiterate, but my folks was married, so yeah.
To sound smarter, sometimes I fornicate words into sentences.
Do you really?
Yeah. We can do this all day if you want.
Yeah, but you want to? Yeah, use the word fornication in a sentence. Fornication like this, you need fancy gloves, and that's high.
Oh, my goodness.
Remind each other of jokes we both know.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Do you ever have a joke or have you ever worked on something and then just it completely bombs and you really regret that you ever gave it a try here in Branson? Like,
every year.
Yeah, the entire act.
Yeah.
So you used to do this character, this Swedish guy.
Yeah.
No, It's just sometimes I work hard and spend time coming up with a routine. I do the magic with the comedy. And you just spend so much time, and it frustrates me when something doesn't go through. I'm like, I can't believe you people aren't getting it, you know? But the audience, they know what they like.
Yeah.
You can't convince them that something's good. When I first started performing, I was going to do these routines. I knew they worked because they had worked for me in New York.
Yeah.
And then you come here or wherever and they don't work. And so you just have to give it up. Yeah. You know, you have to start developing, and you started developing your character, I'm guessing, from the people that you were meeting. And, you know, no, I mean the atmosphere, and we're in Missouri.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Well, and you have a list of jokes up here, and I'm always hunting new jokes. I'm not the writer. I'm the
Collector.
Yeah, the collector and organizer.
Yeah.
You know, you have to create a few little transfer lines to get from one joke to another one, but never felt like I was really the creator.
Yeah. I get giddy when somebody will set me up. When I ask somebody what they do, and it's something that I just have this joke I've been waiting to do.
Yeah.
And so I can't wait for them to finish.
Yeah.
And I just want to share the joke with them. But you have to be quick.
Yes.
And as long as a third of the audience gets the jokes, so that for me,
Right.
that's like 3 people.
Yeah.
As long as...
Yeah. Well, there's a joke I like that probably in the last 10 years I've been able to use it 3 times. That if someone obviously coughs or sneezes in that silent moment, you know, and then you better see a doctor about that cough, because I have an uncle, died from a cough just like that. He was under the neighbor's bed at the time.
Yeah, very nice. I kind of set up for that too. During allergy season, I'll say, shut off your cell phones or put it on a unique ring. I like those. Mine is the sound of a sneeze. And so inevitably, somebody will sneeze at some point during a show, and I'll say, tell them I'm busy, I'm doing the show. You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You wait and wait for that, or I wait for somebody's phone to go off.
Right.
I love that kind of stuff. But my favorite part, though, is when people just do not get some of the jokes, or they come out and they think I'm serious. I would do one that said, I did an act about animals, and I said, you know, I don't use a lot of animals. I love animals. I have an animal rights barbecue every year, but I'm a vegetarian, not a strict vegetarian. I still eat fish and chicken and beef, but other than that.
Yeah.
And so we were out one time, and somebody from our cast saw me order a steak, and they said, I thought you were a vegetarian. And I said, what? And they said, well, you say you're a vegetarian except for... And I thought, really?
It's the act, for crying out loud.